What's up, guys? We're back again with another video. Today we're going to be, I'm going to show you how to use a Abu Garcia Black Max bait casting reel. Right now I've just got tied on I think this is a Strike King spinnerbait. This is just the white and yellow color. But anyways, so some tips and tricks that I thought may be useful to you if you're a beginner and you don't really know how to use it, or if you get backlash almost every time you cast. With the first tip right here, you see this this red tension knob. What you're going to do is you're going to tighten it all the way up until it's tight. So when you try to release it, the bail doesn't move except when you move it. And you can see, if you look at the lure, that it's moving down as I'm jumping the rod, but the line barely moves. That's what you want. Second, you're going to want to make your braking system at 3/4. You can see that. And third, it really doesn't matter about the drag. You can have it all the way tight or all the way loose. It doesn't really matter for beginners. So what we're going to do is we are going to loosen the tension knob just a little bit, about like that, so that it's a little bit too much. I like that, so it doesn't move very fast at all. If you look at the lure, it's not moving very fast. It's just barely going down. That's where you want it to start at. And then when we try to cast it, it barely moves. That's what you want, because you got to get comfortable with having your finger on the bail, on the spool. You got to be comfortable with that. Now, a little tip. I wouldn't really want to use fluorocarbon or mono really for the first, if you're a very beginner. I'd rather use braid. It's just easier to use with it because monofilament and fluorocarbon, it tangles in the spool very easily. But I've got it on because this is the only line I really had. Another tip that you can use that I don't have on right now, you can put duct tape on the spool to bring it down a little bit, and you can put duct tape on it, and so you won't really waste as much line, and you could just practice putting a target 20-30 yards probably in front of you and loosening the tension knob a little bit and just throwing it out there and trying. And as you get better, you loosen the tension knob all the way, not all the way, but just more, so that as you're letting the finger off of it, it's going really fast, and if you watch the lure, it falls pretty fast. So now, when you cast it, it goes a decent distance. Not too far, just a little bit. And a reminder, you want to keep your finger on it as much as possible. So as you're casting, if you look at the bell here, you push the button down, and you can see it releases the spool, and you're going to let the spool go and throw it, and right as it hits the ground or the water, we're on the ground now because we're in the driveway, but right as it hits the water or the gravel, you're going to want to put your finger on the spool like that. Just whatever finger, it really doesn't matter whatever finger, you just got to make sure that you keep your finger on the spool, because like that, it stops. And if you don't, you'll get a backlash or bird's nest, whatever you call it. Basically, think about it like this. If you have clothes in the washing machine or the dryer, and the rod is spinning, or the dryer, the inside of the dryer, it's spinning really, really fast, and those clothes are outside or on the sides, what's going to happen here is if it's too loose, if the tension knob's too loose, and the spool is going to go faster than the lure goes. So if you don't keep the line tight, the line's going to poof out, and it's going to be a really bad backlash to where you have to redo the line. That's happened to me before, and I've forgot to keep my finger on it, but it's like that. You just want to toss it out there and just practice reeling it back in. A tip for casting is you want to practice having your elbow on your side or on your hip, basically, because when you do that, it gives you better accuracy. And also, if you are trying to get in a bed or trying to be more quiet, if the lure is hitting the water really hard, you can lift the rod tip up like that, and it will go smoother into the water. Just some tips and tricks for you guys if you are trying to learn, and if you're a new angler, I would use a heavier lure, because the lighter lures like a weightless worm or anything like that is difficult if you're not accustomed to a bait caster. Spinner baits, crankbaits, frogs, anything that's kind of heavy that you can feel if they're in the water, because it's just heavier weight and it makes the line fly easily, and it makes it easier to cast it. Another way that you can know that you've started your reeling in process is every time you do that, it clicks. Just a reminder. But that's gonna be it for this video. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.